this muted over here. Honestly, I cannot tell. Ah, there we go. All right. Hey, it's alive. I'm so excited. So excited. So please forgive my irritated eye this morning. It's bugging me, but it's not bugging me so bad that we can't do this. So if you can ignore it, so can I. Oh, I'm just so stinking excited. I've had way too much fun the last few days. I've been cutting rocks like crazy. Every minute of my time off from work and being a mom, I've been doing busy work and loving every minute of it. I wonder where everybody's at this morning. It doesn't matter. We'll get right into it. I cut this big rock first, and we'll get into it a little more. Got both ends here, and there's a slab in the box. This rock, I found a big chunk of this rock, and it's got lots of like little feldspar flash through it. And the chunk that I found was literally so big that it like came up to the touched the bumper on my truck if I'd have parked right next to it. So there is no way I was carrying it out of there. I did, however, find a couple of smaller pieces of it sitting like right next to it. And by smaller, I mean still quite large, way too big for any equipment that I had. And so I asked my kid if he would smack some of these bigger pieces down into smaller pieces with a sledgehammer for me. And he did. And so I've been able to cut this, trying to get that feldspar to flash in there. I've been able to cut smaller pieces of this and make cabs. And it's beautiful. That flash absolutely pops when you cut and cab this. There's some over here I just saw. Of course, there's some. And so it's absolutely stunning. Hey, Slim. Hope you're having an awesome hump day. We're halfway through the week. It's not maybe the most beautiful rock all in all, but like I say, when it's polished up and cabbed, that stuff is just way cool. So, the decision right off the bat was, what do you cut first? What do you cut first? And all right, cool, Slim. I'm glad you popped in at least on your break just to say hi for even a second. I'm glad that I get to tell you to have a good day. Get back to work. So my brother and I kind of unanimously agreed, well, of course, we're going to cut this first because we've had this for so long wanting to do that. And we know that it makes nice jewelry. And it's actually really kind of a softer material. So it's a joy to work into jewelry. It's not quite as killer as, let's say, like the next rock that I cut. This one, it was much harder. And the third one I went for was even harder yet. The third rock for 10 years before. Exactly. I've had a few sitting around going, if ever I find anybody who's got a saw big enough for this, I'm going to ask them if they cut it. So now that we've got the big saw, yeah, right there, it's been running nonstop. And by nonstop, I mean just when I'm home, not at football games and work and things like that. So, and I've been home and running it every chance I've had. So here's the first slab I cut. My very first slab. And again, it's this material that me and my brother have cut smaller pieces of before and really enjoyed working with and really enjoyed the outcome. So, okay, I will do that, Slim. on Discord. I might just email you. You've had trouble with your email though, so I will. I'll message you on Discord. The second one, it's a little bit thinner. It tried to have some little druzy pockets in it. At the right angle, it's got a little bit of hint of glimmer through it. Brother said, "How thin will it cut?" I said, "Yeah, you know, about that thin." That was as thin as I felt comfortable pushing it. So, and look at the shine on that already. Straight off the saw. Very, very few to little to next to no saw marks. That changes a little bit when I cut the third rock, which was a hefty, hefty, hefty Montana agate. And I'm still really learning. This also has a pocket in it right there, and it's gorgeous when the light hits it just right. Of course, we'll flip the camera over and look at them the other way. And it's also got a pocket like right about there too. Yep, there, I see it in the light. So we do see some saw marks in this piece in particular. I am still really learning how to use this saw, and I'm not gonna lie, Montana agate scares me a little. It's rough on blades, and I did a little bit. I had an issue. So at the back where the string comes over the back of the saw, there's the table is set on two pieces. So when you take everything apart, take the saw off the table and everything comes apart to there's a frame that it sits on with a little shelf inside of it. And then there's two pieces. One has the motor on it and one is just a piece. And then the whole saw sits on top. They don't line up exactly straight in the back. They're offset just a little bit. And the rope wants to run right where they're offset, which is fine, but it's been doing that now for, however many years this guy ran this saw before I got it. And it wanted to get stuck in there just a little bit, right in the middle of this cut. And so I was in the back trying to put a little, good morning, chubby hubby, or afternoon if it is. I was in the back in the middle of this cut trying to get the rope to go through. I was putting a little piece of cardboard, a little piece of plastic to kind of guide it through there right in the middle of this cut. So while the rest of them are pretty blade mark free, this one, as I expected, does have a few blade marks in it, but I was making some modifications during the middle of that cut. So I was not surprised. But like I say, the rest of these, that is the smoothest cut and saw, which is going to save me time. I'm so excited. And the only reason why it's not running already is because when I shut it off last night, there is another piece of this agate in there. And I let the fumes settle, the vapor settle while I went to sleep. So there's a piece in there that I haven't looked at yet. I'm sure it's cool. Let's see. I need some coffee. Your dirty hat, rock hounding hats video. Chubby hubby, your video editing is, how's the smell? Hey, much better. Much better, thanks for asking. I mean, it still has, I smell like cutting oil because I've been just living in it. But it's not bad. It's really not bad. So Rufo had suggested that I cover it in plastic so that my walls aren't dripping with oil later. That was a good suggestion. Even though it is covered in plastic, I still, if the light is just right, I can see just a little bit of oil mist coming out of it. I'd have no idea where from. Maybe even from that little window on top. I'm not quite sure. But seeing just that little mist as things are cutting, kind of hanging around the saw, and the first time I opened it, I was like, let's see if it's okay yet. And I opened it, I was like, nope. I shut the lid real quick. It was still just rolling in there. So it actually takes longer for the mist to settle than it does sometimes even to cut a rock. One thing that I want to point out, if you guys are getting a new saw, this is something that probably, as I go through this, I might forget a little detail like this, but I filled the bay of the saw, proper caulk the heck out of it. Yeah, probably not a bad idea. And I want to get some like weather stripping to put around where it shuts to get a tighter seal too. So anyway, there's plenty of modifications to still be made, and I've already made some. So one thing that was important is I filled the bay. We cleaned it out, scraped it, cleaned it, scrubbed it, filled the bay with oil, ran the first rock through there, opened the lid and looked, and it needed more oil. All of those other surfaces that oil sits on, and down in between the blade and the up on the lid, everything was covered with oil, and it was enough that it took my level down quite a bit. So if you're setting up a new saw, that might be something to keep in mind, is once you run it, make sure now that the oil is all through the machine that use your oil. Just make sure that whatever you use is oil proof and safe. Right, exactly. Yeah. We had talked about like maybe rhino lining the inside, and I keep saying rhino lining, but I mean Flex Seal. And I just worried about it peeling and being disgusting in there because of the oil. So I just dumped it right into the wood, just the way it is. I cleaned it out real good and dumped it in. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with the setup. I'm thrilled with everything, that's how it's running, how it's cutting. Like I say, a couple little modifications. Where that string is draping over the back, I would like to put a little pulley or a little guide of some kind over there for it to make a lot smoother roll over the back. We got a new belt. Did you guys see that other belt? I bet you didn't, because everybody was panicking. They're like, hey, your belt is not running good on your machine. Holy cow, not running good. And I was like, what's everybody talking about? Well, I clearly said right before I fired it up, before I got oil, I was like, this belt is shot, but it's enough that you can turn it on and watch the blade go around, right? Look at this poor thing. I mean, we could probably keep using that, right? No. So yeah, it was like, blah, 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 but every time it came around to this part of it, it was like, oh, gross. Yeah, after the oil is soaked in for a while, I doubt that rhino lining works. Yeah, I'm like, rhino lining's kind of a little stubborn to clean probably too. So yeah, anyway, this is trash. So that was the first thing I had to do, was put a new belt on it. The next thing I had to do was add some oil. Other than that, it's ready to roll. It's been cutting rocks for me and doing an amazing job. I'm absolutely in love. Let's see. I've talked about some of the things I did to get going. And I kind of took my time getting there, took my time with the first couple cuts. I still don't think I'm quite ready to be cutting live. I kind of give it a big bear hug to get it going, to make sure that I don't like jam into the blade, and I'm kind of figuring out my stride still. But let's go ahead, pull the plastic off. Good morning, Boot. And let's get in there and get that slab out and have a look at it, huh? I christened it last night too, by the way, with a Prairie Girl Rock sticker. So I don't know if Slim is still here. Are you still on your break, Slim? Can you see the blade? Big old 12-inch. I'll get you a close-up of it still, though. So obviously this still needs to go, get scrubbed, but we're going to get a peek at it real quick anyways. Together, because I'm still not even looking at it. It's not usually how I do it. I don't usually pull it out and rub it dry. I usually stick it in the kitty litter and smear it around in there and let that take some of it off and then wash it. But okay. Well, that's pretty. Of course it is. Of course it is. How long to cut this? Mm, I was having some difficulty with this. Like I say, in the back, things were kind of getting hung up, and I had to really babysit this one. Plus, I didn't want to push it because it is agate, and I didn't want to just smoke my blade on it. Um, this has a little pocket here. We kind of wondered if some of those crystally pockets would carry through. There's one there. Otherwise, now that the lid's open, we can't really get the light to come through as much. There is a little bit of white banding down in here that is kind of pretty. So yeah, we'll clean this one up better. We'll get a better look at it in a little while. Somebody asked the question, how long to cut that? Okay. This one took a minute. I didn't want to push it too hard. And again, kind of struggling in the back. I bet I ran this one probably 20 minutes on both sides. 20 minutes this way, 20 minutes that way. The other couple that I went through, though, they're a little softer and went a little faster, and I didn't have any troubles. Where are they? This one ran right through pretty quick. It's pretty skinny, though. And I cut it at about an inch every maybe 7-8 minutes. So this one was pretty quick. It ran through. It felt like it went really quick anyway. And this one probably even softer yet. And this one went also quite quick, especially when it got to this end for some reason seemed to be softer than this side. But Hobo's here. Hobo. Did you hear of my epic tale to a foreign country to get my baby? Yes, it's gravity fed. Yep. And so I literally just have a bucket of rocks hanging out the back end of it. And I just add a rock, minus a rock, plus a rock if I need to. So like I say, we've got some more kind of modifications to make, but in the meantime, those will come as they come. In the meantime, I'm like, why am I talking to you guys right now and not cutting rocks? Kidding. Yeah, I went up to Canada to an estate sale, to a lapidary equipment and rocks estate sale, and picked it up for just a couple of Canadian dollars. You guys, it was hilarious up there too. So we were having a little break. I don't know if I told this story or not, but I'm going to. And if you are touchy to like political humor and stuff, you might not like this, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So we're standing outside, and we're in between. They had a little lunch break, and there was a Canadian couple out there, and they were giving me crap about how, oh, my American dollars are, worth more than, so I'm really getting away with quite a steal. And it was, laughing and joking back and forth and things like that. And sorry, Hobo, you got to just find that estate sale deal, that thing that you're gonna bump across. Your path will cross something sooner or later. Trust me, I've been wanting one for a long, long time. I'd about given my right leg for that thing. Thankfully, I didn't have to. But anyway, so we're standing there visiting, and I mean, we were getting quite jovial with each other. And they're like, oh gosh, everybody kept asking me if I was running some kind of a company down here and stuff. And I was like, no, I'm really just up here to impregnate your community with my American dollars. And the one guy was like, oh, geez, listen to the ego on that one. She's definitely American. Did you hear the ego on that American over there? Did you hear? Like I say, we had built up to that. He knew he was comfortable enough in kind of giving me crap. It was funny. Canadians are too nice. Way too nice is too nice. And Americans are, have egos. And yeah, are just consumers, right? In case you're unfamiliar with why that was funny. But anyway, okay, yeah, sorry. I had to wait for the salt oil to get here. And so I repainted the inside of it. I repainted the outside of it. I cleaned it. I got ready for the oil to get here, right? did everything that I could, and the oil was still in the mail. So I took some of the what'd she say? They are so sweet. It was fun. And by the way, that same couple that I was visiting with, when I told them no, I run a YouTube channel and that I'm Prairie Girl Rocks on YouTube, they were like, "Oh my gosh, our daughter watches you." So I got recognized and I was like, "Awesome. We'll give her, here, have a sticker and tell her you met the real Prairie Girl Rocks today." So tons of fun. And to be able to make jokes like, that Montana agates are 14 on the most hardness scale, and everyone chuckle, and things like that. It was way fun. It was way fun to hang out with other rock people. Let's see. Oh, so in the meantime, I bought a bunch of those slabs. You guys all saw the slabs. Maybe Hobo didn't, but I bought like too many slabs. And I worked a few of those pieces. I had a piece of dino bone, and I made several dino bone cabs, and I polished this one twice, and I've still got a dull spot in the middle. And so I will try one more time. And if I still have a dull spot, it's on both sides. I'm going to assume that that is a different texture running through here, and that it is not going to polish, and I'll just polish it with the buffer. But I did get a few that turned out really nice. This one, for example, turned out really, really nice. That little top up there is kind of see-through in the light. I polished both sides. There's no stabilization or anything on this. I'm pretty sure this was just a rough slab before I cabbed it. And here's an all the way finished piece. Can we make it focus? Maybe not. Better. We'll turn it all around too and go through it all again. Again, I did the back. Excuse me. The back is polished as well. Boy, the metal sure shines, but that's a beautiful piece. And then I had this piece of like crazy lace or whatever it was. And I shared the pictures of the cabs on Discord, but I haven't shared the like final wire wrapped product. Again, done on both sides. Oh, they're so not coming into focus. It's all right. Anyway, that turned out really cool. I like that one. What else was going on? There was something else. I can't remember. What's everybody chatting about? Thank you, Hobo. And Chubby Hubby. No, I did not. No, I didn't epoxy anything. I kind of thought about it, because if you were super rough to this piece, you could probably pop it out of there, because it's not a real bezel. It's just a wire wrap. I literally have some just flat aluminum wire, and I literally just wrap around the edge and then, make the top with it, and then come through with a different wire. And so I've kind of thought about it, but I've always wanted a dino bone necklace and never had one, so I might keep it for me. Also, I work like nonstop at my real job and then doing this, but Becca is going to start doing some of the tailgate sales, craft sales, fall sales, and things like that. So I've been trying really hard to get her set up with a lot of like inventory to take. I don't even know what that means, Chubby Hubby, so no. I don't. Like I say, I just have an assortment of different wires. Let me show you guys something kind of cool, and then we'll flip around and we'll get into the saw a little bit. Hey, Jeff, good morning. You're just in time to miss my weird eye that's probably bothering all of you, and get turned around and look at rocks here in just a second. Color it. No, I don't. Every once in a while, I do have some like metal stamps and things, and so every once in a while I'll go through and texture my wire, by whacking it with a hammer and a stamp, but I definitely don't color it or, heat it and color it or, chemically color it or anything. I just buy it the color I like it. Like I say, once in a while I'll texture it, but okay, I have something to show you guys. Oh, that eye is making my nose run. I apologize for all the sniffing. Okie dokie. Check it out. It's finished. I finished prepping it and coating it. I was surprised. I didn't notice when I first picked this up, there's another amylite, like a full one in there. I did what I could to kind of get some of it out, but there was just no way. It's too far in there. If somebody else wanted to go ahead and go to smashing in and digging, they sure could, but this one's cool too. It's got crystal on this side and then like a druzy pocket in the very bottom. But yeah, there's just tons going on in there, all these little points. Let me turn you guys around. We'll have a look at all of this stuff. And we'll get into the saw a little bit, let you guys have a snoop around there. Warning about any kind of motion sickness you might have. You guys. All right. Like I say, this one here, it's like I say, crystally there, and then just the prettiest druzy pocket down in there. There's another ammonite right here. You can see his sutures if I hold still enough. But I just couldn't get him out of there anymore. There's a tiny little shell right there. And then just hundreds and hundreds of little points. Little braconite points, or yeah, braconites, that's what they're called. Boy, I had a brain fart for a moment. Some of them just needle thin. Oh, yeah, and that one's all full of crystal pocket there too. So yeah, that's kind of a stunner of a piece. And you guys saw it's like a big baby. You kind of got to cradle it. So I'm thinking about letting her take that one to the sale with her. And the only reason why I don't like offer it to you guys is because, I mean, my God, it's enormous. It would cost so much to ship. Oh my gosh. Plus, it's pretty fragile. I wouldn't want it to disintegrate in the mail. That would be sad. So something like a local sale, though, where some take that and go be careful with it. Excuse my nose sniff again. Would be great. Absolutely stunning piece, though, isn't it, guys? I mean, I know you kind of said so in the chat already, but I just got to say it too. It's pretty cool. That's one that Becca found, and she's got the exact mirror half to that. So here's the saw. Oh, get out of this. Get out of making a shadow. So my blade's still got quite a bit of life left in it. And I just pulled that slab out. So there's the other side. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. There's the other side of that beautiful agate we're cutting. So it's time to take him out. Good morning, Jules. It's time to take him out and go ahead and decide what to cut next. Only reason why I haven't done it already is because I'm chatting with you guys. So yeah, like I say, I've learned to kind of give it a great big bear hug from this side. I get everything kind of ready. And I go ahead and grab this, the bags over the top of it. I grab this and then I can just kind of give it a little, I can make sure it doesn't go much more than like, just a smidge at a time. And then I reach around in the back because again, it is gravity fed. And there's my bucket on my rope. And I can add a rock or take a rock if I need to. And I let it hang and I hang onto the rope on this side. Whoops, sorry about my finger. And I lean over the top of the saw, which puts my face pretty much right looking through that window. And I reach over, switch it on, go to doing my little inch in, inch out, right until my rock touches the blade. I let it go for just a second, very, very gently as it gets started. Once it gets started, I just let go of everything and let her go. She rolls on through. I kind of keep an eye on it, and I definitely keep an ear on it. And when it gets close to the end, I come back and do the same thing. Excuse me. I grab over here, I grab in the back, and I just don't let it just clang on through with all the weight. That I just kind of make it go slowly. Then I reach back, pull my bucket up, and reach over and shut this off. Is how so far I've managed to operate it. I'm sure there's probably a, I'll figure out little tricks and secrets on how to get faster and smoother at operating, and like I say, little modifications rather than a piece of plastic draped in the back, because it is puking some oil out the back right about there. Rather than that, I'd rather have some like weather stripping and things like that. But yeah, she's running. She's slinging oil. I'm having a great time. Let's bring you back over here real quick. Put you in the thing. And we'll get a closer look at some of this stuff. And always I suffer with my light and everything going on. Let's move this. That's going to help. So here's the clean piece of the agate that we have out. Let's see if we can force it to focus. Here's the smaller pieces here. Again, I don't know what any of this stuff is. It's all stuff I found. And then the piece with the feldspar chunks. These pieces I did not find. These came out of that stuff that I bought at the auction. And like I say, just something to do to busy myself while I was waiting for that saw oil. Okay, is it focusing? Yeah, I think it is. I gotta go fill my cup up. I'll be right back, guys. And then I'm gonna get caught up on the chat just a little because I think I missed a lot while I was over there showing you guys answer all your questions. Okay. Oh, chubby hubby. Yeah, slow and steady wins the race with those. But on the flip side, I cut slow, take my time cutting, get very little saw marks on these, which saves me tons of time when I take these over to the, which is just over here. Let me move you again. Saves me tons and tons of time when I'm moving over to the trim saw and the flat lap and the big machine, which is out in the hall. But the smoother those cuts come out, the more time it's going to save me. And anybody who gets their hands on any of this stuff, you know, if I gift this or sell it or any of that stuff, that smoother cut, that slower, smoother cut speed is definitely going to save you time when it comes to cabbing and slabbing. And also putting the saw right next to my trim saw and my flat lap, I can stand here, keep an eye on my saw, an ear on my saw, and be doing things like this while this is happening. So the time, I mean, in my mind's eye, I didn't just buy a saw, I actually bought time. I bought that time back that I was standing over the tile saw and pushing rocks through. You know, yes, it takes a minute to get it set up to, you know, and it takes a minute to cut. But those smoother cuts, they're coming off smoother off of here than they've come off my high-tech. My high-tech trim saw is not big enough for starters to do this stuff. And then my tile saw, it's, yeah, good luck getting a real nice straight cut out of that. And then so we're burning through our wheels. I mean, literally just chewing the crap out of our wheels on this hard agates and things like that. Where now we're gonna, yes, we're still gonna be going through wheels and stuff, but at much, much, much less of a rate because we've got much less work to do. So we're saving time, which is number one most valuable, and we're saving wear and tear on our equipment. So to me, that was one of the greatest investments in a long, long time. I mean, how do you get your time back? You know, and I can't compete with those guys who are cranking cabs out, you know, throwing them in a vibratory lap and cranking them out and wire wrapping them. I can't compete with that kind of production in the time it takes them. It takes me forever compared to them to get a cab done. So to get your time was, I mean, it's so invaluable. I can't put a price on it. So to me, it was definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Yes, it's messy. Yes, it kind of smells like a hot color crayon. Yes, it's noisy. What do you do though? I mean, this is what I'm passionate about, and I'm willing to sacrifice some of those things, some of the, you know, give up the square yardage in my living room for starters, and to, you know, give up watching movies at night because you can't hear them. My kids don't care. Hey, by the way, big bonus. I cannot hear my kids yelling at their video games while that thing is running. I don't hear a peep of it. If I listen real hard, I can, but as far as like, I used to just hear that stuff just carrying through the house, you know. What kind of glass did you find, Al? And good morning. Thanks for popping in. There was a flint knapping kit, like tool and table, tools and table up at that auction, and I know somebody who wants to kind of get into some flint knapping, and I was like, man, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to make glass arrowheads. It'd be cool to make, you know, chert arrowheads, but yeah. You can cut the glass on your saws. So do you use your wood stove? Yes, unfortunately, I do. I do. It's not my only source of heat. There is a baseboard heater in the living room and a baseboard heater in the kitchen. But other than that, yes, I use that otherwise. So the back bedrooms and the upstairs and stuff will get darn cold if I don't run my wood stove. And it's messy, and I'm a slave to it. When it gets 40 below, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 below up here sometimes, I mean, that stuff doesn't stick around. it's pretty short-lived, but we'll do 30 below for, a week or two sometimes in the winter, and I have to set an alarm on my phone and wake up 3 times throughout the night and feed it. I have to feed it all day. It's such a bummer. It's such a bummer. Yeah, that's way too cold, right, Boo? But I get to just step out my back door and look at the northern lights, and there's so little light pollution out here. And so, yes, it's cold, and the days get so short up here in the winter. You go to work and it's dark, you come home and it's dark. So, the big sky, you know, the big sky makes it worth. Oh, I'm loading on my other screen. I wonder why. Green and blue old stuff. Maybe. Have you checked it with your UV, Al? Is it uranium glass? Yeah. Why did it go loady over there and now nothing? Are you guys still there? Did it end? It's still counting for me. And now my chat went away over there. Good, okay. Huh, I wonder what happened on the other side where I'm watching you guys visit. See if I can get that back. There it is. I just gotta get it in focus now. It looks like crap over on my other screen. Is it looking crappy? See if that helps. Okay. No, we all left. Something happened over here, Chubby Hubby, that I can't explain. I don't know. It's having an issue over here, big time. I mean, this side of things is fine. You guys are fine, but what I'm watching is not. Yeah, look how filthy I am. Oh. But I'm happy. I'm filthy, but I'm happy. I'm like that little Charlie Brown character. He's just oblivious, dragging his little blanket with all the flies following him around, and he's oblivious. He has no idea that he's the stinky friend in the group, like the one, stinky guy in the group. I'm that person. I'm like, what? Do I smell like rock oil? I can't smell it anymore. Oh, see you, Boot. Thanks for hanging. It's probably going to be a pretty short one today anyway, because I really got to get over there and cut some more stuff. Like I say, this is my first day off where the saw is actually running, and I can't wait. I got boxes of stuff, and it's just a matter of deciding what to do next. Pigpen, yeah, that's his name. That's the little character's name. You got it, Jeff. I feel like Pigpen just a little bit. Like the filth is just falling off me everywhere I go, and I'm just like, what? Me? Not me. I'm not completely oblivious, though. I am well aware that I have it on my sleeve, that I smell like it, and that it's everywhere, and I'm happy. Plum happy. Yep. See you tonight, Jules. See you on our meteorite meeting tonight. Oh, goodness. So yeah, lots going on. Oh, and Becca's been busy. She bought herself a tumbler, double barrel tumbler, so she's got some rocks started in the tumbler. Also, she took over that load that while I fixed my lid on my tumbler, she took over that load that I had started that kept blowing out. And so we've got one that's on stage 2 and one that's on stage 1 that she started yesterday. And she's been with a hand sander, she's been doing some huge slabs that came in, all that slab stuff. You guys never even saw them. We just picked them out immediately and sent them home with her. And she's like backing them with a non-stick or a non-slip grippy stuff and making it is cosmic, Chubby Hubby. Hobo Minerals was in here earlier, and Jules was in here, and those are two of my meteorite girls. Chubby Hubby, I am a part of another YouTube channel, much like Karen is, how she does the podcast and her channel. I kind of do the same thing. I participate in a weekly Zoom hangout. We don't record every week, but we do definitely get together every week. And we talk about meteorites, hang out, geek out, show each other our meteorites. And then we try to every other week at least, we try to get a recorded episode that we put out on YouTube under Topher Spin Meteorites. There. Nope, that's my IMCA number. I was looking for a sticker. They should be right here. I wonder where I put them. I was going to show you a Topher Spin Meteorites sticker. There's one on my calculator, but I'm not going to wing that around and show it. Anyway, if you've never checked out Topher Spin Meteorites, you can see my bubbly smiling face over there on a pretty regular basis. Plus, you can learn about meteorites if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, all three of us gals, we meet every Wednesday over there on our Zoom meeting. So yeah, check out some of that recorded stuff we put out. I don't know. I mean, if you're interested, like I say, some of it is kind of like Dave, where you get to walk through the Denver or Tucson show and see all the meteorites there, and some of it is more gadget aimed. What kind of tools do us collectors use and need? We're working right now on an episode for Meteor Right, Meteor Wrong. So, some of those things may be more interesting to each of you than others, but if that sounds like the kind of stuff you're interested in, check out Topher Spin Meteorites on YouTube. What else do I know? Ooh, I actually had a couple more cab stuff I was working on. I think I'll save that though and show you guys when I'm finished. Yeah, what else do I know? I think that's probably about it for today. Like I say, yeah, there aren't very many in Montana either, Chubby Hubby. I aim to change that. That's a tall order. I'm not going to kid myself or you guys. That's a tall order. There are very many meteorite hunters and very few meteorite finders. So, but that's all right. It's all right. I like the thrill of it, and you know what? Not finding one for probably, the next 50 years or more before I actually do find one will make it all that more rewarding, won't it? And in the meantime, let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that one just hits my truck, because that would up the resale value of my truck tremendously. Can you guys imagine my truck in a museum because it got hit by a meteorite? How stinking cool would that be? That'd be about the only way I'd ever part with that truck. I've had it for like 15 years. It doesn't owe me anything. It's been one heck of a good pickup, but I'd sacrifice it for the greater good of meteorite discovery in Montana. And you know what, Chubby Hubby, that's the kind of stuff we joke about over there. The kind of stuff that, that sounds insane to the normal person. They're like, why would you ever want a meteorite to hit your truck? And to those of us who know, we're like, because it'd be infamous. All right, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if brother comes up when he gets off work tonight and helps me decide what to cut. He'll probably be up here chopping while I'm doing my meteorite meeting. I'll probably be chopping while I'm doing my meteorite meeting. I usually give them my, as much of my undivided attention as I can. Of course, my kids will inevitably interrupt me then, of all times. But I do try to focus on the meeting when the meeting's happening. Sometimes I'm cooking dinner and, folding laundry, that kind of thing. But for the most part, I'm I'm there focused and giving them my time, but tonight I might be a little slightly distracted tonight. I might be listening through my earbuds while I'm looking down the window of my saw. They probably would want the meteorite too, the meteorite that hit my truck. They probably want it to go with the truck, but I don't think anybody's probably got that much money. You get probably one or the other unless you got a real deep pocketbook. Yeah, I can dream and joke and dream and joke. You got to stay on a little bit on the lighter side of things. You can't take stuff too seriously. Get too emotionally attached to things, but yeah, I'm excited. I was kind of hoping, by the way, we'll get back to some rocks for real, just a real quick minute. I gave the end cut of this to Becca. She came over. This was kind of the first rock that she was here for the whole sawing, for everything going on, and she really was in love with the outside of this, the end cut of this, and I was like, then go take it. It's yours. But this pocket, I was so hoping, and it's smooth. Like it looks, focus. It looks like it's like a little druzy pocket, like a little, cavern, but it's like smooth as smooth could be. Anyway, I was hoping that would carry on into the next cut. And since we got it out of the saw, where did I put it? Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Is this the one out of the saw? No, that's the one I washed. Since we got that other slab out of the saw this morning, though, I put it somewhere because it was filthy. Where'd I put it? We know now that it didn't carry on, even though I really hoped that it would. I hoped that would go into the next piece. It didn't. But you can always hope. It's gorgeous though. Brother's gonna be jealous that he wasn't here for that one. Yeah, plus not only do I have tons of rocks, but you guys, Jeff has sent me some super cool stuff lately. Jeff and Vicky have, and I got some stuff from Greg D when he came up here that might be interesting to cut as well. Excuse me. Pardon, I must have swallowed some air with my coffee this morning. So I do have a plethora of things to choose from and play with. And the more I think about it, the more I feel like I gotta go. Gotta go do it. Anyway, like I say, I am trying to build up some inventory for Becca to take to these sales. If you guys see anything here that you really just absolutely are dying to have, get in touch with me, shoot me an email, whatever. We'll work something out. I don't want to have a sale right here, right now, though, because like I say, I am trying to work up some inventory, but you guys are here all the time. You're here supporting me. And if for some reason there was something here that was absolutely just calling to you, then by all means, get in touch with me. Andrew, I sent you my email address, messaged you my email address there on YouTube. Plus, it's in my bio on YouTube. And so, if you want to email me about that geode, go ahead and do that. But yeah, I did get the message and did make the correlation there that outside of here, I don't know why it still says you're Andrew here, but outside of here, you're Kentucky Hunter. It's something to that effect. I'm sorry that I don't remember right offhand. But yeah, if you want to get in touch with me, like I say, that email's in the bio. I'm on the Discord too, Andrew. If you want to shoot me a picture on the Discord, you could do that. So anyway, sorry about the stills here. Like I say, I just went through everything pretty quick today. I'm so excited. Just so tickled. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna hopefully double the amount of cuts in today that I've had in the last 2 days, just because I've had very little time to be over there. Are you still thinking you will not cut rocks for free? Um, you know what? Maybe for trade, maybe for I don't know though. I don't I don't know. I mean, yeah, for you guys, we could probably work something out here and there, but for the most part, I'm gonna be so sticking my stuff through there for the next little bit, um, that I probably would rather say, like, here, choose from some of this. But the winter is long. I may very quickly change my mind about that and be like, yo, send it on over. I got nothing better to do than cut rocks and the saws run and send it over. Also, I would like to see that geode before I really agree to or disagree to any kind of a payment or anything. What if I explode your geode on my saw? What if it just crumbles and I feel terrible? So there are things that we have to consider in making deals. You guys are all super cool. I know if your rock exploded in my saw that you guys aren't going to be like, what? Oh, I hate her ever living guts. She exploded my rock. I know it's not going to work out like that with you guys. So, uh, yeah, again, if you guys are just dying to see the inside of something and, we can work something out, get in touch with me. If you guys are just dying to have any of this stuff here, let me know. We'll work something out. Like I said, I will revisit the slabs. We'll have like a slab Sunday sale or something someday. Um, Probably in the near future. Probably right after football season ends, because that's been kind of crazy for me. Get off work, run over to the football game, and not get home until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I want to cut a rock, but my kids are in bed. So, so, um, like I say, we'll see if I can kind of clear my schedule just a little bit as I get some more time. The days get shorter. I cannot be outside hounding. I cannot be outside doing yard work, clearing the spuds out of the garden, things like that. I may find myself with a little bit more time and be a lot more proactive about things like that. Yeah, do that, please, Andrew. I'd love to see it, at least see it. Like I say, we might be able to work something out. I'm not really pro or against. I'm just kind of on the fence about it, especially with my time. Like I say right now, I'd love to be just like here all the I was visiting with my boss the other day, and I'm very direct and honest with my boss, and I was like, "Do you suppose that that I'd have got fired if I would have called in fun today? Like, I'm not calling in sick. I'm just calling in fun. Like, I'm far too fun to come to work today." I'm having far too much fun to come to work. And then she laughed and was like, well, I appreciate that you're here and things like that. And then I told her again later, I was like, oh my gosh, it is killing me. And she was laughing. Oh. If I worked for some kind of a company, I probably would have called in sick. But because there's only like 4 of us that work there, you feel a personal and a moral obligation to not screw up someone else's day. I wanna call in fun. Please, can I? It sounds legit to me. At least I'm honest. Oh, I didn't, but I wanted to, and I expressed that thought out loud when I got there. Oh, crap. Can you imagine writing that up in my employee file? Technically, we wanted to give her the day off to go think about her actions, but didn't sound like a punishment at all. I'm sorry, you guys, cracking me up. I am tickled by the way that I don't have to work today. Finally, I get a day off with my saw and my baby. Go play. I don't have to call in fun today. Oh. Oh, yep. She was honest and fun. Oh, crap. All right, you guys. I hope that hanging out here today has brightened the middle of your week just a little bit. Mondays are kind of, well, they're Mondays. Tuesdays, just, kind of the day in between Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, though, is like, it's the hump. We've made it over the hump, and now we're heading into the rest of the week. So, yeah, hopefully that was just that little bit of a kick right over that hump to get you through the rest of your week and get you, rolling downhill and having a good weekend. It was mineral oil. Yeah, yeah, might have been. Hey, Jennifer. Oh, might have been the mineral oil fumes. I could see it, the vapor. Do not vape. It's not good for you. Oh, yeah. Hopefully, like I say, put a smile on your guys' face. Sent you down the rest of your week on the right path. I may, as I get more comfortable running this, you guys, and if I get confident enough to prop this camera up, aim it at that saw, and do some live cutting, I may do that. We may get a chance to just visit in the chat a little bit while I do some cutting in the future. We'll see. We'll see how comfortable I get running it, if I want you guys watching me doing it or not. Oh, goodness. That was fun, you guys. That was fun. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Making some cabs, making some slabs, cabbing and slabbing, rocking and rolling. It's like it was freezing, like not technically freezing here this morning, but it was like 55 outside this morning at like 10 o'clock, 10:30, and like a mere 60 degrees in here, and I was freezing. So I'm glad that it's warming up a little now. Now that it is, I'm probably about ready to go put the next rock in the saw and finish. Like I say, I'm gonna try this one again and see if I can get that dull spot. I've got another one in the works, and it's got quite a bit of work to do. So these are the kinds of things I will be working on literally just steps away from the saw while it's running. I got a big cardboard box. Look at just a shroud. I know it looks like a cluster in here, but it's a functioning cluster. And a cardboard box makes a great shroud to keep the mess off of everything. Oh, that's another thing. I want to make a jean apron or some kind of heavy duty cotton apron for when I'm running the big saw. The plastic apron is great for keeping it off your clothes, but I want something I can wipe my hands on. Yeah, for sure. And again, as the days get longer and I'm trapped inside more, we'll be doing more things like that. Organized chaos. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'd sure hate for it to feel sterile in here. It's my home office, Not everybody's office is full of rocks and things like that, but mine is. It's comfy. I love it. It's my home. It's my cozy. It's my happy place. So I'm glad you guys joined me this morning. Thanks for coming in and hanging out in my living room / home office, happy place. And meeting and greeting the saw. Somebody asked if I was going to name it. And I've tossed around quite a few names. I think I like Older Saw. And I like it spelled like older because it's older, but we've joked about it was a boulder saw, but we cut the B off. We chopped the B off. So I kind of like Older Saw though. It sounds like Lord of the Rings, like, oh, what a miraculous rock. Let's take it to Older Saw. To Older Saw we shall go. So I kind of like Older Saw. It kind of has kind of a ring to it. And it's an older saw. So in the meantime, that's kind of sticking. Yeah, I gotta go get another cup of coffee. So stay tuned. As Becca's getting ready to go do some sales and I'm running this saw and slabbing and cabbing, we've got lots to do this winter. We'll be cooped up, but we'll be together and we'll be having fun. So yes, ye older saw. Older saw. Yes. So yeah, thanks for meeting and greeting older saw with me, welcoming her into the community, him, her, it, welcoming older saw to the rock hounding community. And stay tuned because we're gonna get to know it even better. We're gonna get a lot more stuff out of it, and yeah, maybe even a few of your rocks will go through there on this channel someday. We'll see. So definitely, like I say, we'll visit about some of that stuff as we get going here. But yeah, I'm just setting up, just still doing some modifications to it, still getting to know it. So I'm so thrilled. Anyway, cutting this one just a little bit short today, guys, because I gotta get back to work. Oh, I wonder, where's Angie this morning? Isn't it Angie who loves the song? I'm gonna sing the song anyway, even though she's not here, because she might watch it later. And there's the second verse. I don't know if anyone knows the second verse to the song. All right, ready? We're gonna say our goodbyes. I'll see you guys around. Go do the thing, spread the love, give a thumbs up, leave a comment on someone's video, be sweet, kind to each other. In a world where you can be anything, choose to be kind. Choose to be a rock hound, a kind rock hound. All right, guys. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks for us to look at. Pretty rocks are everywhere. There's a pink one and a blue one and a green one and a yellow one, and they all are very pretty, and they all are everywhere. There it is. I screwed up my own song. It's a great week. I love it. Go be weird. Go be great. Go be wonderful. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and I'll see you guys soon.